Anderson is out there with Kennedy.
One thing you like about Aaron Aflalo is he's an outstanding post-up player for a guard at 6'5".
Steve, right around the top 5 in efficiency in the post in the entire NBA last season.
Yeah, and his sweet spot really to work the baseline, Kevin.
Kicks to Martin. Back to Rubio. Pass to Wiggins. 6 on the shot clock. Pekovic against Anderson. It kicks to Anderson. Fareed at the elbow. Stolen by Rubio. Now running it up the court. Martin pushing it up. A baseline J. And there's Pekovic. That one's good on the assist by Martin.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Robinson passes to Chandler. Chandler gets the screen from Anderson. Chandler with the ball. Now defended by Wiggins. Here's Anderson. Count that one. Anderson's got his first basket. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Rubio against Robinson. Martin attacking. Back to Rubio. Shot clock at 6. Here's Pekovic. And it's Denver with the rebound. Chandler's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Kind of a shaky first few minutes, guys. 5 field goal attempts, only 1 made.
And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here. And Denver has possession. Here's Anderson. Pekovic with the rebound. For Minnesota, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter.
Well, certainly a story here at the Target Center is the ongoing $100 million renovation to the building. Split 50-50 between the team and the city of Minneapolis. And that's great news for Timberwolves fans.
Pass to Chandler. Aflalo dishes to Robinson. He kicks to Anderson. 5 to shoot. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim, that's exactly what he can give you.
Now, here is Martin. Right now averaging 15 points a game. Wiggins kicks to Pekovic, and he banks in the layup. Pekovic has got 6.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Robinson passes to Anderson. Aflalo outside. Back to Anderson. The stupendous finish in traffic. Anderson's got his second basket of the night.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Martin dishes to Rubio. Pekovic with a screen on Robinson. And the basket by Rubio.
Solid screen right there that freed him up for the jump shot.
Denver with the ball. It's a 3-point game. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Their defense got absolutely destroyed in that game. Get into the paint, score from point-blank range. Just an overall abysmal effort.
Yeah, something was missing, no doubt about that. They let an opponent shoot a really high percentage, and that's got to be a concern going forward.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Brewer comes in for Wiggins. J.J. Barea's checked in for Kevin Martin. And it's Williams in for Ricky Rubio. Barea with it, guarded by Harris. Here's Pettit. Another miss by Minnesota.
Timofey Moskov, 7'1", a shot blocker and rebounder. Still pretty foul-prone defensively, but he has really become an interior presence.
Now, here is Foy. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee. And that misses. That would have put him up. Minnesota's gone 0-2 from deep here. And Mozgov, offensively, can get you some nice second-chance buckets.
Yeah, I like the fact, Kevin, that he's a decent roll man in the pick and roll, and he just knocked down the three-pointer on occasion. So, nice combination for that big guy.
So here's Gallinari after the made shot from Mo Williams.
Well, I think the defense got lucky.
Let's go. You're in.
Hey, well done.
Here's Ford. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. With 1 on the clock, and he gets it to go.
Tune in Friday, March 6th. Kenneth Faried and the Denver Nuggets go up against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. You don't want to miss it.
Been able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And guys, what's your take so far in the Timberwolves?
And a good start for this club. I like the way they played together, really moved the ball and did a nice job offensively.
Yeah, excellent ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard, too.
Corey Brewer is out there with Anthony Bennett. Then it's Gorgie Dang. Then there's J.J. Barea, and it's Williams at the point guard. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Robinson with it. He dishes it to Anderson. He feeds it to Hickson. Out to Gallinari. Cannot hit. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And I thought, guys, they were the beneficiary of what was some lackluster defense being played against them.
I agree with you. I mean, it was really shocking how many free runs to the hoop they got. I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Left side, Anderson makes it off the glass. Anderson's got 6 points. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Bennett setting the pick for Williams. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now, here is Ford, averaging 8 points a game. And the foul on Mo Williams. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Jack. Wiggins comes in for Corey Brewer. Kevin Martin, he's checked in for J.J. Barea. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Williams. Big group substitution here for Denver. Mozgov, he's checked in for Anderson. Faried comes in for J.J. Hickson. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Gallinari. And it's a Flalo in for Randy Ford. Let's check out what...
Overall pick of a talented 2014 class, but should have no problem with the pressure. He's been hyped as the next big thing for quite some time.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play. But Timberwolves on top. They lead by 12. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Ricky, what does it say about this team to have such great productivity from the bench, and what does it do for you guys as a unit?
It's amazing. That means like we have a deep bench, and then a lot of work from the staff, from the everybody of the team, like doing extra work and winning games.
Well done, Ricky. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
Okay, guys, let's talk about that first half. We've given this crowd way too much to cheer about. The second half is going to be played on our terms. You got me? Continue to have smart possessions. Let's keep the turnovers to a minimum. That was a big boost to our offense. We also need better communication out there. There was some confusion between you guys a few times. Talk to each other. Also, I can't stress enough the need to get to the basket. I want to see effort and intensity to create that offensive presence. Make them feel you down there. This is where we turn the tables, fellas. Time to get out there and show them what we're all about.
In our second half, so far not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Without question, Nikola Pekovic displaying his skills today.
How about his scoring in the first half? I mean, he's looked like a different player out there today.
He really has, Steve. It's been a pleasant surprise for him, that's for sure. I mean, he really hit on something that worked in those first 2 quarters.
Here's who Brian Shaw is starting the second half with. Anderson, he's in at center. Chandler and Fareed are at the forward spots. Nate Robinson is out there with a foul. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Anderson. Minnesota's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Here's Wiggins, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throwdown.
Well, now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim. Ricky Rubio, even from his days in Spain, has been known for his incredible court vision and playmaking ability. His knack for processing the game, for anticipating what's coming, and creating something out of nothing has been something that's set him apart from a lot of guards.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Now the feed to Wiggins. Clock at 6. And Rubio kicks to Begovic, and the shot is good. Begovic has got 10.
Well, this is what he does. He's shooting it well. He's scoring a lot of their points, getting them in front.
Outside Robinson. The dish now to Anderson. The pass to Chandler. Feeds to Aflalo. Back to Chandler. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Chandler's got his second bucket of the night.
Up and in on every one of their first 3 shots to start the second half.
Outside Martin. Over to the left wing. And Rubio kicks to Martin. Dishes to Begovic. Back to Martin for the 3. Second shot opportunity. And Begovic with the lay-in. Begovic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Passes it to Anderson. Kicks to Chandler. Out that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 9 points with the basket from Aflalo.
And still perfect here in the second half. 4 for 4 from the field.
Begovic with a screen on Robinson. That's good from Begovic on the assist by Rubio. Rubio's got his 5th assist in this one. The Nuggets have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Robinson passes to Anderson. And Begovic gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
We talk so much about how valuable expiring contracts and draft picks are in terms of building a team. But one thing that gets overlooked is just how important having a player on a good contract can be. It opens up so many possibilities for the team.
J.J. Barea is checked in for Wiggins. And Begovic kicks to Bennett. Shoots a 3. Aflalo pulls it in. The Nuggets trail by 11. With the talk of value contracts, if you get a franchise player and only paying him half of what is expected, Clark, that's an extra all-star player you can afford on your roster.
And I think that's a big payoff with it. So much of how a team is constructed in the NBA involves how close they are to the salary cap. And so you'd like to try to get as many really good players as you can at market value, or in some cases maybe below market value.
Here's Begovic, and so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Talk about a terrific game for Begovic. He has 14 points in addition to that.
That's how we do it. Good work.
All day long.
With right now, Gorgie Dangs checked in for Bennett.
Well, Nikola Pekovic, a battering ram style of play, but really soft hands for a big guy. I think that combination makes him one of the most effective inside scorers in the league.
All right, kids, that was your Timberwolves dancers. Let me hear it. Wake up, son. You're in.
Oh, it's time to ball.
Here's 4. And Clark, they're going to have to make a pretty big comeback here.
Yeah, I think so, but I don't think the clock is a factor right now, at least not yet. I mean, they don't need to change their pace of play. Keep attacking.
Yeah, I agree. You got to make sure you take your time, but start to be more effective and efficient with each possession, and you got to buckle down defensively.
Gallinari offline.
Tune in this Saturday night, March 7th. Dwight Howard and the Houston Rockets take on Kenneth Faried and the Denver Nuggets. Big-time hoops coming your way.
In a moment now, as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Well, this is what you talk about when you have the offensive play coming together based on tremendous passing. It's the rhythm and flow that occurs that makes this a beautiful game.
Timberwolves leading by 16. Martin is out there with Levine. And there's Bennett. Then it's Wiggins. And it's Pekovic in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Clark, can you believe it? A point guard who can soar like that?
Man, I tell you what, that's a major elevation there. That's a power finish for a player at any position.
Well, he is not afraid to take it inside. We know that. How about that? Gets it off right in the face of the big fella. Quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
Martin with it. Robinson picks him up. Levine kicks to Martin. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Wiggins, and there's another one for the Timberwolves.
Well, after all those struggles in the first half, he has really picked it up here in the second.
The Nuggets trail by 18. Outside Robinson. Pass to Anderson. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
The Timberwolves shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? Pekovic with the screen for Martin. The shot is off.
You know, typically, guys, he has the body control to finish when he's in that tight. I'm not sure what happened there.
And good on the basket. Book it. And it's 9 points for Aaron Aflalo.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
Martin dishes to Pekovic. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, even from here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the officials.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Now, it seems to me that they're taking a lot of pride in their rebounding tonight, especially at the offensive end, guys.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Rubio's checked in, and Denver with a change here too. Chandler's checked in. Robinson off a pick from Anderson. Anderson a screen on Rubio. Robinson with it. Now guarded by Pekovic. And Faried throws it down.
One of the oldest plays in basketball made that dunk possible.
That's right. A terrific screen right there, Steve. Allowed him to lose his man and rock it to the rim.
Well, don't you love to see players working together in that fundamental play? Fun to watch.
Pekovic with the screen for Martin. Second chance shot. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Outside Robinson. Pass to Anderson. Left side Anderson. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. And Rubio kicks to Wiggins. That's good. Wiggins has got 4 points this quarter.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
And Denver has possession, trailing by 19. Robinson passes to Anderson. No good. And Minnesota will come the other way.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
You know, that turnover right there isn't typical of the performance he's turned in today. In fact, that's his only turnover of the game. He's done a really good job taking care of the ball.
Robinson dishes to Anderson.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter, and his shooting has really suffered.
Rubio with it. Robinson picks him up, and Rubio kicks to Wiggins. Back to Rubio. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Here's Bennett. No good with the triple. The Nuggets trail by 19. Chandler kicks to Aflalo. Back to Chandler. 11 feet away, and he hits the jumper for 2.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
Timberwolves have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. And it's Martin penetrating. Shot is off. Chandler with the defensive effort. Nuggets have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Chandler. 14 points for Big Red.
Man, great ball movement. They're just picking this defense apart with their passing.
Well, how about the 3 P's, Steve? Purposeful, precise, passing. We love it, and so does this team because they're taking advantage of it.
Here's Pekovic. Great D that time from Anderson.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off. Well, what we saw here tonight is one team just had everything going for it, and the other didn't. Huge margin of victory for the Timberwolves.
Clark, look at their number of assists.
Well, they minimized the one-on-one situations, Kevin. They got the ball moving, and it found the open guy.
Great ball movement, you're right. And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
This will be their 3rd win in 4 tries against this team. Not too shabby.
To say the least, you could see how much they wanted this win. For 2 very familiar opponents, a win in the season series carries a lot of extra weight.
Aflalo with it. And it's Martin picking him up. Robinson for 3. Wiggins with the rebound. Best work of late. And Rubio kicks to Martin. Here's Wiggins. Excellent D that time from Robinson. Here comes Chandler. Can't cash in from close range.
That was a layup, and you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And that'll wrap it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan, and thanks for tuning in.
I don't know about you, but this ain't what I signed up for.
It's 1 loss. What you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna work harder, do whatever it takes to get this team back on track. Nobody expects us to dominate in this league or even contend for a title, but we sure is better than this. You wanna continue to slide? Be my guest. Me? I ain't gonna have it.
Chill, man. Nobody wants to lose. The season has a rhythm. We still got time to get it together. We gonna be straight. We all right. Relax.
Yeah, man. Just had to get that out of my system.
Good.
forward from San Diego State, number 2, Kawhi Leonard. A 6'2" guard from France, number 9, Tony Parker. A 6'11" forward from Wake Forest, number 21, Tim Duncan.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. Along with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. It's the Denver Nuggets taking on the San Antonio Spurs. And, of course, they are still without Quincy Miller.
I mean, he went down a few weeks back, but the good news, the flip side of that coin is that they're expecting him back shortly.
Yeah, the wait seems to be almost over. He's finally going to lace him up soon, and he can't come back quick enough.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Denver, Chandler and Fareed are at the forward spots. Robinson is out there with a foul, and it's Anderson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And San Antonio has possession. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Yeah, that was a strange game. Very shaky defensive performance by their opponent, but hey, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard as they should have.
And that one's good. Parker. Well, Tony Parker, an excellent scorer. Creative finisher, certainly inside with a smooth pull-up jump shot from mid-range. Steve, when he gets in the lane, he is dynamite.
Yeah, and he draws fouls at a very high rate for a point guard. He's so good at initiating contact and then forcing the officials to make a call. And what that does, it gets you free points. It also allows you to set up your defense at the other end.
Here's Ginobili. Aaron Aflalo picking up that last basket. Duncan against Fareed. 6 to shoot. Pass to Parker. From 11 feet away, here's Splitter. And good work on the boards that pick up the second chance points. Splitter's got his second bucket of the night. The Nuggets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Robinson drives in. And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Robinson. The Spurs have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Parker passes to Duncan. Back to Parker. Outside Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires from the wing. Another one falls for San Antonio.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Kevin, Greg Popovich and I got a chance to talk for a bit. I asked him what players he was really eyeing on the scouting report, and he said one that might surprise you, Kenneth Fareed. He said he plays with so much energy and effort. He really sets the bar for the rest of the team. If we can limit his impact on the game, I think it'll really be to our advantage. Guy's an interesting take. We'll see if they can slow his roll.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Here's Robinson and Parker with the block. One-on-one here. Here's Ginobili. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's on Aaron Aflalo.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
He sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Spurs.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
Which I love. They're piling up the assist. We're seeing great offensive movement.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Chandler kicks.
Not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
You know, the Spurs culture, really an example for the entire league, and you have to give a lot of credit to head coach Greg Popovich. He demands accountability and execution while at the same time balancing that with a really great sense of humor and
Nah, I saw a good player. I just make him pay at the line. I got this.
That foul seemed just a bit excessive.
Need more than that, son.
Doing what I can, Coach.
That situation, a lot of players let their emotions get the better of them and get tossed right there.
Especially after such a hard foul as that. I mean, you get hit like that, it's hard to control yourself. You're looking for payback. You want to get back at that guy. But you know what? He didn't do something that would have gotten him tossed, and I applaud him for keeping it together there.
Coach Greg Popovich really gets to know his players and his coaches, Steve. The staff goes on a retreat every offseason where they hang out, watch tape, and brainstorm ideas.
Yeah, I actually attended one of those off-season retreats a few summers back, and it was fascinating.
Here's Mills. No good. And so the first quarter is in the books. Spurs out in front. They finish off the first quarter with a massive 16-7 run. And back.
Tune in Friday, March 7th. Dwight Howard and the Houston Rockets take on Kenneth Faried and the Denver Nuggets. Make sure.
First quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
And a good start for this club. I like the way they played together, really moved the ball and did a nice job offensively.
Yeah, excellent ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard, too.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. Anderson in its center. Aflalo, the 2. Gallinari, the 3. Nate Robinson is out there with Hickson. It's stolen by Hickson. Here's Gallinari, buried from 15 feet out. Gallinari's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for Denver.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Here's Splitter. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 3 assists now in this one. Looking at Denver, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, they gave away a lot of points at the free throw line in that game. Maybe it was being on the road, maybe they were just out of sync, but something had them rattled.
Steve, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but clearly the misses from the stripe had an impact.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse. Well, Tim Duncan, when asked about his retirement plans right after the 2013 finals, refused to dignify the question with the response. But last season's Spurs run answered loudly enough.
And Green gets it to go.
And their field goal percentage continues to climb. They've really shot the ball well here today so far.
Yeah, and it's all about quality shot selection, smart shot selection. They've been very patient on offense.
Here's Parker. That's good. Parker's got 7 points in the game.
Running it right down their throats. 3 straight buckets in transition.
Yeah, they're paying the price for their laziness right now, Clark. It's time to start competing.
Deflects the pass. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, guys, Coach Greg Popovich, the reigning coach of the year, a big part of his approach is empowering players. He says, quote, it's a player's game, and they've got to take charge. Rather than try to manipulate them, he said, it's a great feeling when players get together and do things as a group. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
You know, giving his players room to lead and allowing them to take ownership, I mean, I think that's part of the genius of Popovich.
Got that one up quick. Aflalo's got his second basket.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Green. And then for Denver, Kenneth Faried, he's checked in for Hickson. And Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Gallinari. It's Ginobili with the drive. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Ginobili's got his second bucket of the night.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out in the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You look at hard fouls and what's now considered a flagrant foul. The referees in the league has really sort of changed the rule over the course of the last decade. And I think it's for the better. It used to be you could get away with basically mugging a player. Now you have to be more careful, and I think it's good for the protection of the player and for the improvement of the game.
Matt Bonner, he's checked in for the Spurs. Joseph comes in for Parker. Here's Leonard. Sinks the triple. Leonard's got 5 points so far.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
And there's been talk about hard fouls and flagrant fouls to protect the players' club.
Yeah, no less an authority than coaching great Phil Jackson said that Naismith set up the game to eliminate fouling, not reward it. Sounds something just like something Phil would say. It used to be that the fouler had to leave the court like in hockey. I think the league has taken good steps to get away from the defensive slugfest of years past.
And the wide open shot from Ginobili will not go. This is off the front iron. Robinson goes in. On the wing of Flello. 6 to shoot. Shoots. And Bonner pulls it down.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert it. He's got to take that every time.
This is to Joseph. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. They get it back. Ginobili. That's good.
This is not a tough case to crack. I mean, if they want to put an end to this run, they'll need to start getting back on defense.
Yeah, they continue to fall asleep in the transition game, guys, and everybody needs to hustle back, turn their heads, find the ball, find their man.
It's Anderson with the drive. Rebound, San Antonio. They beat the Nuggets during their last encounter in Denver.
Yeah, and it seemed like the difference in that game, guys, was the defensive effort. They forced a lot of turnovers, and that allowed them to get out and get some easy looks in transition.
So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Great job. Taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there.
The Nuggets have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. The first one falls. And let's go back to what Steve just said. Such a strong defensive performance they turned in last time.
Well, you know what was remarkable about it, Kevin, was how many turnovers there were. I mean, it wasn't all about defense. There was some sloppy ball handling taking place on the other side, too.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Matt Bonner. And it's Mills in for Joseph. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Well, you talk about effort and energy being a skill. Some people talk about those things as skills, and Kenneth Faried is a 10 out of 10 in that category. A 6'7" power forward. His athleticism and relentless motor allow him to play much bigger than that.
Nice work by Duncan to lay into that defender.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Chandler kicks to Harris. Fires from the line. Misses off the right iron.
Great look. Disappointing result.
You know, most times he knocks that one down.
And the wide open shot from Ginobili. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Oh, man, they are just putting the hammer down right now.
Defensively and offensively. It has all been working for him today.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. It's the Spurs up 19. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, obviously a lot of ground for you guys to make up in that second half. Do you expect Coach to shake things up to try to jumpstart you here in the third?
I wouldn't be surprised if we did. We came out late and agged that first half, straight up. Right now, any change to wake us up will be welcome. But we know we can play a lot better than that.
Hang tough, young man. Kevin, this league is not easy on the young ones.
Thank you for the great interview.
All right, eyes front. That's not what we were looking for in the first half, to say the least. Let's learn from what happened and make the second half a different story. First thing, we need to run more set plays for our low post guys. We've got to get more scoring inside. Let's set some good screens down low. All the points we've scored directly off turnover is another big highlight. Let's keep exploiting their mistakes as quickly as we can. A good way right back into this, guys, would be on the offensive glass. Show me how many easy buckets we can get on putbacks, okay? I'll end it with this. Did you see their smiles as they were headed to the locker room? They think they got this game won. I don't know about you, but I'm not ready to concede just yet.
But there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
What a game for Ginobili. 10 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
Yeah, a lot of times he's one of those players who can get hot and stunts out there.
Leonard and Duncan are the pair at forward. In the backcourt, Parker and Ginobili. And it's Splitter in its center. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Fareed against Duncan. Right side Robinson. Drilled from 11 feet out. Robinson's got his second basket of the night.
Risky shot there. Size-wise, I mean, he easily comes out on the short end of the stick, so to speak.
With the nice high release, he had no problem getting it off and knocking it down.
Leonard dishes to Ginobili. Ginobili right side. And it's sent back by Anderson. And they'll keep possession. Splitter, that's good.
Well, an 8-rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to swing the score hard in that team's direction.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
You know, in the second half of the season, you get an idea of the Nuggets and where they stand.
Opponent points per game. Third and fewest turnovers per game. And they're a top 10 team in three-point shooting.
Now, those are impressive numbers, but the big one, Clark, to me, is opponents' points per game first, as you mentioned. And that's just a case of a team playing extremely hard on a night-to-night basis. And it's also a well-coached, disciplined approach, because you can't play good defense unless all 5 guys are on the same page at one time.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, as you know, Kawhi Leonard is not one to boast. Coach Popovich is similar, but he doesn't mince words about Kawhi, saying he's phenomenal. He's improved quicker than any player we've ever had because he wants to be great. As time goes on, he's going to take over as the star of the show. Kevin, with a Finals MVP to his credit, we're already seeing signs.
You said it, Doris. Thank you.
Well, the Spurs clearly an influential organization in the NBA. So many individuals who've worked in San Antonio, whether it be as players, assistant coaches, or in the front office, have gone on to leadership roles on other NBA teams. I think that speaks volumes to what that group has been able to do in winning at a high level.
Green, he's checked in for San Antonio. Doubled by Anderson. Ginobili kicks to Green. Here is Splitter, defended by Anderson. Shot clock at 5. Launches a 3, and Ginobili with the 3. Ginobili's got 13. And you look at all the head coaches and front office executives who have come out of the Spurs organization. They are sprinkled guys throughout the NBA. And, Steve, almost half the teams in the league have some kind of fingerprint from the Spurs.
Well, it's a copycat league, and, you know, the Spurs winning culture, you know, all the cross-pollinating that goes on in the NBA and the relationships. And I think in the end, you know, the result is good for the league. You want as many well-run franchises as possible.
Manu Ginobili has always been one of my favorite guys to watch, and an elite shooting guard on the court.
I like it. I like it.
All day long.
Hamstring. Right as the Spurs went on their rodeo road trip.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Anderson. And it's Gallinari in for Wilson Chandler. And Ginobili, guys, clearly focused on trying to stay healthy. The last couple of off seasons, Steve, he's bowed out of international play.
Well, it's smart. I mean, he's got so much mileage on his body. And it's more important for him to spend his summers just working on his body, staying healthy, strengthening those areas that he needs. And it's always tricky, though, to say no to your home.
Let's go. You're up.
My time.
Checked in for Splitter. Bellinelli comes in for Manu Ginobili. Corey Joseph's checked in for Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. Denver also making some changes. Mozgov, he's checked in for Reed. Harris comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Foy in for Nate Robinson. Can they get it? It's blocked by Duncan. Up in time. Misses the shot. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's San Antonio running away with it. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it had to be this play, don't you think, Kevin?
Sure.
This is just a phenomenal pass. Made the defense look like they had no idea what was going on.
What precision with that pass.
Beautiful.
So on the floor for Denver, Arthur out there with Mozgov. Then there's Harris. Then there's Foy. And it's Chandler in at the 3. Foy with it. He's against Bonner. Nice shot by Foy. Foy's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Denver. Hills with it. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Guys, I'm here with Tony Parker. And Tony, there was an intensity to the way this team played. Were you guys amped up?
We were motivated tonight. You know, today we were on a mission. We want to make a statement, and we played great basketball, great ball movement. Everybody wasn't selfish. We shot the ball a lot better, and we played great defense.
Statement delivered, mission accomplished. Nice win, Tony. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Thank you for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Clark, Steve, and Doris, and the rest of the crew, Kevin Harlan saying see you next time.
Our young fella's starting to grow up.
Back off. I'm a grown man.
Maybe physically, but emotionally I was starting to wonder until tonight. You showed some sense by chilling after he took you out on that shot. We need you. Can't afford to get you tossed because somebody fouled you a little harder than you like.
What can I say? I'm a Zen master. Ice King. Barely got a pulse.
Not sure about that, but you did good, man. You did good.
For sure.
There's always some young guy looking to take the crown from the king. I say it every year. Rumor has it you're going to be a player in this league real soon.
Yeah, I got some game.
Some game ain't enough in this league. Keep working. Maybe one day it'll be someone to worry about. Tonight, it's all me, baby.
Hey, man, don't get too comfortable out there. I'm coming for you. Believe that. Do you hear that?
What?
The sound of this top-of-the-line, finely tuned sports car about to pass you like a tired old ride that's standing still.
I know you didn't just call me a tired old ride.
Nah, man. I'm just messing with you. We good?
Good, because I was about to teach you a little bit about respect.
Yeah, right. We get after it on the court.
That's what we do.
On the road looking for a win against the Western Conference rival. The Houston Rockets are getting ready for this thing to get started. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan, joined as always by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Take a look at the Nuggets. They are 4 games out of the final playoff spot, so they'll need some good breaks down the final stretch to make it happen.
Well, in this league, the road is always tough on a team, Kevin, and anytime you get a chance to get home, you feel confident that you can stop any bleeding, and that's what this team is looking to do. Being at home, some home cooking, maybe they'll get things turned around.
And hopefully their fans embrace it and have some patience rather than getting on their case if things continue to go poorly for them. So more than at any other time, this is when they need their fans.
A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Terrence Jones is down low with Howard. And it's a reason in at the 3.
I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game. You know, getting the ball inside early.
Well, it worked to perfection there. I like the game plan. Get it inside, force the defense to react, and then play off your big man.
Harden gets the bucket.
Well, he wasn't fazed at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
Now, here is Robinson, averaging 13 points a contest. Oh, he touched it while it was in the cylinder. That's offensive basket interference. First quarter, about a minute and a half in.
The Rockets, of course, at the forefront or vanguard as far as advanced analytics go. Some in the NBA have scoffed, but hey, they're doing something right.
Now here's Anderson. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. It's Anderson with the drive. Robinson kicks to Chandler. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Chandler's got his first points in this one. Rockets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And he gets it to go.
And the offense, 3 of 4, a solid start for this game.
And so here's Denver. Trailing by 2. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
Well, you hate to say it, but they showed a lack of heart at the defensive end in losing that game. Just no effort.
You know, I know the fans don't want to hear it, but you're exactly right. There was no energy, no assertiveness, no aggressiveness. The defense was just lifeless. It's not a night that they're going to look back on fondly.
Here's Anderson following the score by Houston. And it's Houston on the break. And that one's good. Beverly's got his second bucket.
Straight to the bucket with a nice head of steam.
Well, no reason to slow it down when there's nothing in the way.
Robinson dishes to Anderson. Tries from the block. That's short off the rim. Stolen by Anderson.
And before the game, he was jawing with Harden at midcourt. Not sure what was going on, but it could be the beginning of a budding rivalry.
I don't think either one of them are very shy when it comes to talking and flapping their gums. I imagine they both would be going out of 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. And let's go to our leaderboard. Instant offense is the specialty of these guys. The highest scoring shooting guards of the past month. James Harden is second.
And this is the cream of the crop at the two-guard spot, strictly in terms of scoring ability and the ease with which these guys break down opposing defenses.
I love that they are so attack-minded and come at you really aggressively across the board. They're players that can carry a team offensively for long stretches of a game.
An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Mozgov.
That's how we do it. Good work.
All day long.
Reza for James Harden. And it's Johnson in for Patrick Beverly.
Boy, J.J. Hickson was drafted into the NBA after just one season at NC State, and he's rounded into a quality player. A strong rebounder. He's got great activity at both ends. Has a decent mid-range touch as well, and when he finishes, he does so with power.
And their field goal percentage continues to...
Get up. You're going in.
Here we go.
Here's Johnson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
That is a terrific effort on the shot. He's giving up a lot of size, but still finds a way to score.
I don't think that affected him in the least, though, Steve. I mean, he made it look like he was the bigger guy.
On tap next Monday, March 9th, Jose Calderon and the New York Knicks take on Kenneth Faried and the Denver Nuggets.
Quarter up and going. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Rockets?
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in this first half.
Another thing they've been doing so far tonight is knocking down the jump shot.
The Nuggets trail by 3. Aflalo and Chandler are on the wings. Anderson is out there with Kenneth Faried. And it's Robinson in at the 1. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second. Just 5 on the clock. Denver needs to get off a shot, and it's going to be a 3-second call. And it's the Rockets with the ball. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Yeah, that was a strange game. Very shaky defensive performance by their opponent, but hey, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard as they should have.
That's good.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
The Nuggets shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. Pass to Chandler. Aflalo against Harden. Aflalo the pass to Robinson. Robinson off a pick from Anderson. Clock at 6. Fires from deep. Robinson misses.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, they were very lucky defensively because there was some miscommunication there. They left him wide open.
It's Harden with the drive. Kicks it out to Ariza. Charity stripe shot. Rebound by the Nuggets. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
Well, they rolled them in that game, and it was mostly due to the big rebounding advantage they had.
Robinson off a pick from Anderson. Here's Faried. Adrian with the rebound.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. The guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Steve just mentioned their rebounding edge in that last game, Clark, and it really was a big one.
Kevin, I mean, they were in complete control.
Nuggets dancers.
Factor in the game.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Jones. The Nuggets trail by 7. Robinson kicks to Faried. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Wow, Wow, he sure can make up for that lack of size and height because of his leaping ability.
Howard with a screen on Robinson. Beverly dishes to Harden. Howard setting the pick for Harden. Harden draws the double. Ariza outside. Three-pointer. Ariza with another miss.
Getting right to the rim, but a smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know it's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
The first one falls. Well, Steve, Kenneth Faried really raised in the game. There's so many great...
Never let anybody do that on you again. And apparently his mother told him they'd never pass him the ball unless he was tough enough to go get the rebound. So tough love, but apparently it worked.
Howard with a screen on Robinson. Beverly the pass to Harden. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Harden's got 10 points in the game.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
And they call an illegal screen here.
Yeah, good call there. You could tell he was moving into the defender when he tried to set the screen.
Yeah, lowered that shoulder, dipped right into him, too. I mean, he was going to be called on that foul either way.
And the Nuggets with some changes. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Kenneth Faried. And it's Gallinari in for Wilson Chandler. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Brian Shaw was giving to his team. He's looking for some early offense. Keep the pace up-tempo and not let that shot clock run down. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris.
I don't know what's happening to their defense. I mean, they don't have any effort, any purpose.
And it's really costing them. I mean, the last 5 baskets at that end have been on very easy looks.
Hickson with the bucket.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
Rockets leading by 5. And Beverly kicks to Adrian. Here's Howard. That misses off the back row.
Good percentage shot, though. That's one they'll take any day of the week.
Here's Anderson, and it's good. Anderson's got 6 points.
You know, when the size advantage is that pronounced, you know, that's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
Harden outside. Howard setting the pick for Harden. Kicks it out to Ariza from outside the arc. And it's Denver with the rebound. And here is Robinson. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Anderson, and the layup's good off the glass. Now just a 1-point Houston lead.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividend.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
Here's Howard. Can't hit. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home.
Can't get a much better look than that, though.
Sure can't. Not one you'd expect him to miss there.
Harden's shot is good.
Really did a nice job recognizing the mismatch that he had and immediately cashing in with that mid-range jumper.
Robinson kicks to Aflalo. Now Gallinari, averaging 12 points a game. 6 to shoot. Aflalo dishes to Anderson. Rejected by Howard. Here's Beverly. Here's Ariza. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And a tight game here as we...
Well, the offense has obviously been a struggle. What do you think you can do better to make up ground on them?
We just have to wait for the right shot, really. We want to get even with them, but too often we try to do it all in one trip. If we stay patient and keep waiting for that can't-miss shot, yeah, we'll be all right.
Thank you for your time. This one far from over, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris, for that.
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of things. The amount of scoring we got from close range was great. Keep looking to make those quick fire entry passes. It's hard to argue with a bunch of layups and 6-footers. But we did get a nice lift off the bench in that half. I might want to stay with some of those hot hands, so everybody be ready. And I don't say this often, but in the second half, there's no such thing as a bad shot. If you've got one you like, take it, even if we've only run half a second off the shot clock. We've been treading water for too long in this game and letting them hang around. Let's get this going. Get fired up!
This is something special. I mean, he hasn't missed a single shot.
It's hard to find words to describe it.
The Nuggets trail by 3. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So on the floor for Houston, Terrence Jones is down low with Howard. Beverly and Harden man the backcourt, and it's Ariza in at the small forward position. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
And I think when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon, I mean, the numbers show that he was a phenomenal defensive player. 3,830 career blocks, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. I think you put him alongside greats like Bill Russell, who played before blocks were actually recorded, of course. But you put Olajuwon up near Russell in terms of maybe greatest interior defenders of all time.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway.
Patrick Beverly is absolutely a hound dog defensively. He's got so much pit bull in him and how he goes about defending people at that guard spot. He's not a big playmaker or scorer. He's basically a three-point shooter and a defensive specialist.
Houston in the lead. And stolen by Aflalo. Outside Robinson. At the top of the key, Aflalo. That ties the game. And Patrick Beverly, a nice find for the Houston Rockets. Makes an ideal pairing with Harden in the backcourt.
Yeah, he sure does, Kevin, because he's tough, he's defensive-minded. He's a good complement to Harden, and I think any team in the league would love to have him just because of that toughness and that competitive desire.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Mozgov, he's checked in for Anderson, and it's Foy in for Aaron Aflalo. Beverly, the pass to Ariza. And Beverly kicks to Harden. Now the pass to Howard. 6 to shoot. Back to Harden. Shoots the 3. Can't get it to go. Now Denver takes it the other way. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Kevin, Dwight Howard's certainly excited to be in Houston. He said, having guys like Hakeem and Kevin McHale on my side, I can't lose. They're going to really stay on top of me, and that's what I want. Olajuwon said, I'm like a kid in a candy store. He has the power. Now we're adding finesse to that power. A scary thought, Kevin.
He could be unstoppable, Doris. Thanks. Another miss by Houston.
And they've been off target now on 3 of the first 4 shots they've taken in this second half.
The shot's good from Fareed.
Seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right plays, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
There's a checked in for Denver. Houston also making some changes. Alonzo G is checked in for Ariza. Johnson comes in for James Harden. And Daniels subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Jones with the screen on Harris. Daniels, no good. Here's Denver now. Right now, they're on a 9-0 run. Here's Foy, and that one's good.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, and that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Kevin McHale coaching his team during that break. He made no mistake that Dwight Howard has got to be the focal point of their offense. Coach asked him directly to take the reins of their offense. He wants him to have a huge impact at that end of the floor for the rest of this game. He also said that their work on the offensive glass is going to be critical. He believes second chance points will go a long way toward deciding this game. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Here's Chandler, drains the 19-footer. Chandler's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, passing the ball.
You're up. Let's go.
Time to do my thing.
Now, here is Foy, averaging 8 points a game. He kicks it to Mozgov. Tries it from 9. Again, the Nuggets score.
Beautiful ball movement again.
Last 5 trips, they've all ended with a great pass leading to a basket, Steve. I mean, they are really sharing the basketball.
Here's Howard, and he goes in for the dunk.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play.
Yeah, he's sensing this is a critical time in this game, guys.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Anderson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Hickson comes in for Fareed. Gallinari, he's checked in for Wilson Chandler. And it's a Flalo in for Harris. Jeff Adrian's checked in for the Rockets. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Now, here is Foy. He's covered by Daniels. Shoots off the screen. Nice shot by Foy. Foy's got 4 points this quarter.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Johnson. Shot is good, and the Nugget lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Terrence Jones.
You know, when he's in that tight with that kind of height advantage over the defender, that's going to be a pretty easy play for him.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Nuggets lead by 1. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. And a moment here to look back at our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, no question, this was going to be the winner. Just take a look at the expertise he shows on this pass. Perfectly timed and beautifully placed.
And for Houston, they're shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. Anderson in at center. Aflalo and Gallinari are the wings. Hickson is out there with Nate Robinson. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Here's Jones. Out of bounds. Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession.
4 seconds of the shot clock. 4.
From deep, Harden. 3 on the clock. And that one's good. Harden's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Rockets.
That's been a great day for him, and if you remember, he gave them a huge performance their last time out as well.
Robinson drives in. Hickson dishes to Aflalo. Stolen by Beverly. And it's Houston on the break. Here's Ariza, and the rebound goes to Nate Robinson.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they've chased down that pumpkin often.
6 to shoot. Robinson left side. The second chance effort, and the layup good by Hickson. Hickson's got it all tied up now for Denver.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound, and once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Follow against Harden, and he gets the bucket. Harden's got 5 points now this quarter.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Robinson kicks to Anderson. Anderson right side. Shoots from 12. The shot by Hickson, no good.
Boy, that was a tough one because if that goes down, you tied the score.
And you know they wanted it to go down. They put together a nice run. That would have tied it.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
Anderson outside. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Looking at the game for Big Red, he's got 8 points and 1 rejection in this game, too.
And it was a good one, too. Really one of the highlights, I thought, of the game defensively.
Fareed's checked in for Denver. Chandler comes in for Gallinari. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Jeff Adrian.
Well, Denver in the post-Melo years has been a collection of good players, but you always have to wonder if they'll have a low ceiling because this team does not have a so-called superstar.
That is good.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Outside Robinson. Pass to Anderson. Chandler outside. Front past the arc. Rebounded by Howard. Howard's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Robinson against Harden. And Howard, here we go. Sinks that one from the post. And now a 7-point Rocket lead.
You know, they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch and into the final quarter.
I'll say they're looking very determined as they try to close this one out.
There's the dish to Fareed. Drills the baseline jumper.
I'm sure they're satisfied with that possession, guys. Very nice shot that time.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Kicks it to Howard. Dishes it to Ariza. Follow against Harden. Ariza kicks to Jones. The rebound by Anderson. The Nuggets trail by 5. A follow the pass to Robinson. Back to a follow. To the middle. Howard with the steal. 1:32 left in the fourth quarter. Ariza a screen on Robinson. It's Harden with the drive. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Breaking down some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Rockets.
At the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive, attacking and coming away with steals.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
That's not the way for a team to get back into a game, like giving up easy shots like that. It has to start at the defensive end.
And I think something for us right now. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Kevin McHale coaching his team during that break. He told his guys, it's time to turn it up a little and try to make a push. We've worked too hard to come away empty-handed. Let's put this thing away. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
And the clock is their worst enemy right now.
Yeah, they've got to work very quickly here, Steve.
And Anderson kicks to Robinson. Pass to Chandler. What a beautiful shot to put him to within 3.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture. Clutch.
Beverly dishes to Harden. Tries again, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And Denver has their hands full guarding against Dwight Howard.
He's got 12 rebounds and 3 blocks. The motor on this guy is amazing. Completely revved up. He's been everywhere today.
He sure has, Clark. Both ends of the floor. I mean, his offense has been great, but defensively he's brought huge energy, too.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 6-point ball game.
The free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
Here's Robinson. It falls! And now they trail by just 4.
You know, when he scores buckets like that, Kevin, it just shows that he can bring some of that X factor for his team.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game. This could be a turning point.
Kevin, critical possession here.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. From the arc. It's rebounded by Houston.
Again, iffy shot selection there. Defender draped all over.
Well, you got to understand who's guarding you in that situation. I mean, if he's on you,
pick it up out there.
I could use some help.
2 shots.
So it's a narrow.
Well, first off,
Yo, what's going on tonight? I'm running free all over the court and you didn't give me the rock.
Man, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about making sure I get my touches, move the basketball, share with your teammates, make the extra pass so that we get easy looks. Got it?
You might be right, man. I probably did have a little tunnel vision out there tonight. Next game, I'll make sure I share the ball more with you, all right? Cool?
Cool.
You in the dark shirt.
You know, when the team is struggling like you guys have been, how do you avoid negative thoughts getting in your head?
You know, we all have to be professional, man. Live in the moment. A wise man once told me that doubt can only be removed by action. That means I got to get back to work. We all got to get back to work.
Let's go all the way into the bag, Mr. Bishop.
Your teammates surely can't be happy with how much you had the ball in your hands in the loss tonight. You gonna do anything to change that moving forward?
I really don't know what to say to that. I haven't heard anything. I guess I'll talk to Coach about it tomorrow. But unless he says otherwise, I'm going to keep playing the way I've been playing.
Okay, you there.
Enough about the team. Let's talk about the personal rivalry that occupies so much of your thoughts lately. Is it a distraction to the team?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about two of the biggest players in the league letting a personal battle supersede the needs of their respective teams. Isn't that wrong?
You got it all wrong. Yes, we have a friendly competition between one another, but it's all in good fun. Yeah, we want to beat the other guy, but we never lose sight of our real goal and what's most important, and that's our team.
And that's all the time we have, everybody. Until next time. When you're good, you're good.
Yeah, I ain't bad.
Okay, I've been thinking.
That's never a good thing.
Huh. Funny guy. That's why I like you so much. Always keeping it light. Doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Anyway, you're really starting to make a name for yourself. So with more eyeballs on you, I think it's time for you to start doing a little more to really stand out.
All right.
You know, get the word-of-mouth machine churning.
So what are you thinking?
You need to start doing pregame rituals. You know, LeBron's got the chalk toss, KG headbutts the stanchion. You know, something to get the people buzzing about you. Keep your name trending.
Yeah, I like the idea of creating something that people can associate with me. That's cool.
Oh, good. Well, I'll let you think about it, pick one out, and I look forward to seeing it debut before the next game.